So this is to go over the rhythm that we're going to be dealing with here. We're going to be going pretty quick with this. This is to get everybody aligned so we can start the entire system running and making money. So this video is going to give us a quick overview as to what that looks like. And then I'll show a quick PowerPoint after that. I'll answer a few questions and we'll wrap it up.
A new project called the Proof of Rhythm League. So, what is it? Well, it's all about building daily habits and growing a community. And we're going to walk through their official launch deck to see exactly how this thing is put together, step by step. Okay, let's kick things off with the core philosophy of this whole system, and it's summed up perfectly right here. The proof is the streak. It's not about some big one-time action or a flash of brilliance. No, it's all about consistency. The real value, the proof, comes from just showing up and doing the thing, day in and day out. So how does this actually work? Well, it all comes down to this core formula. It's kind of like you've got two main ingredients working together. First, there's MapPass. Think of this as your ID and your social layer. It's what helps you connect and organize with everyone else. Then you've got DreamPlay. This is the part that actually creates the currency, the token, and it's all powered by your daily rhythm. So MapPass handles the people and DreamPlay handles the money they're creating. Simple as that. All right, let's get into our first section, a new kind of league. So what's the big picture? What's the why behind all this? We're about to dive into the core doctrine, the fundamental idea that makes this whole thing run. Okay, so the main idea is actually pretty straightforward. With DreamPlay, you and your community can literally create your own currency. But, what's the point of a currency if you can't do anything with it, right? And that's exactly where MapPass comes into play. It's the bridge to the real world. It builds the system that lets you actually use that currency. It's all about taking this digital thing and making it real. This chart here does a great job of breaking it all down. So, MapPass, think of it like the infrastructure. It's your ID, it's how you get organized into these groups called circles, it's the proof board, and it even handles recovery. Then there's DreamPlay. That's the action. It's your currency and the daily practice you do. So we've got the structure on one side and the activity on the other. Okay, next up, section 2, the goal. We've got the concept down, but what's the actual tangible thing they're building? It's not just an idea. It's about bringing together a very specific group of people with a clear number in mind. And here it is, the magic number, 625. That's the first big goal, to get a core group of 625 people on board. And they're not just called users or anything boring like that. They're rhythm keepers. I mean, that name just nails it, right? It's all about that daily, consistent rhythm. So you might be asking, how do you even get to 625 people? Well, they're not trying to do it all at once. The whole thing is built from the ground up using these small 5-person groups called circles. And the person who starts a circle, they're called a proof of rhythm miner, basically the host. After that, the math is easy. You get 125 of those circles going, and boom, you hit your 625 rhythm keepers. Now, let's talk timing. The rollout is super clear. We are currently in what they call the head start period. Think of it like an open practice session for anyone who wants to get a feel for it. But then the big day is February 6th. That's the official start, or block day 1, as they call it. That's when things get real. And I gotta say, I really like how they word this. They call it a calm fact. It's not about hype, it's not trying to create FOMO or pressure you. It's just a statement. This thing is starting on February 6th, whether you're on board or not. It just shows they're serious and committed to the plan. All right, section 3. We've talked about the structure, we know the goal, but what do you actually do every day as a rhythm keeper? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the rules of the game. So your daily rhythm is basically a 4-step checklist. Super simple. Number 1, you watch a video. 2, you add a little bit of liquidity, which just means you're putting a tiny bit into the group's pot. 3, you buy a bit of your own token, which helps build its value. And finally, number 4, you buy some DPLQ, which is the token for the whole league. Do those 4 things, and your streak continues. But hang on, what if you miss a day? I mean, life happens, right? You get busy, you forget. Well, they thought about that, and the system has this really smart feature built in, and they have the perfect name for it. It keeps it human. And here's how that works. For every 10-day period or block, you get 2 makeup days. This is a game changer. It means you can miss a day, and it's not the end of the world. Your streak isn't broken. The whole point is that a real rhythm has to allow for recovery. It's built right in. Okay, section 4. How does this thing actually grow? Starting with little circles of 5 people sounds great, but how do you get from that to a whole league of hundreds? Well, they've got a pretty clever strategy for that. It's called the fill and fork method. It's designed to be super simple and to spread naturally. First, you fill your circle. You invite a couple of people. Then you fork. You help one of those people start their own circle, and you just repeat. New hosts help create more new hosts, and it just keeps going until you hit that big goal of 125 circles. And this is the really important part. The system is set up to reward you for doing this. The credit you get for sponsoring someone, it follows the person, not just the circle they're in. So let's say you invite someone and they go on to become a host and build their own thing, you still get credit for that. It's a great way to reward the builders of builders, the people who are really helping this thing grow. Okay, last section. Let's make this super practical. If this sounds interesting to you, what are the exact steps you need to take to get started right now, today, during this Head Start period? So, first things first. You're probably wondering, what's the difference between starting now in the Head Start and waiting for the official start on Feb 6th? It's actually really simple. Right now, during the Head Start, anyone can play. You just watch the video, do the check-in, and get a feel for it. But once February 6th rolls around, you'll need an official MapPass ID for your progress to actually count. So you can think of the Head Start as like spring training. It's the practice run before the real season starts. And here it is, the official checklist for starting today. It's designed to be super easy to follow. Step 1, join a circle, or just start one yourself. Step 2, watch today's video. 3, post a quick check-in. 4, think of 2 or 3 people you'd actually enjoy doing this with, people you can support, and invite them. And 5, just work on filling out your circle by Feb 6th. That's it. And it all comes down to this one simple action every day, the proof post. This is the exact template you'd use. It's just a little daily signal that you showed up, that you did the work. The entire system, honestly, is built on this one tiny repeatable habit. So really, the only question left to ask is, what kind of rhythm are you going to build?
Right. Okay,
I'm here in Los Angeles. We're talking about fraud.
covers
This
that part.
place has become one of the epicenters.
Okay, you guys heard everything okay on that video?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna run through a couple of things on this PDF, take a few questions, and that'll be it for a call. So we're looking to just try to simplify this as much as possible, right? And these steps are really keeping the rhythm and doing this piece makes the entire system run. Okay. So one thing I want to clarify, I just had a conversation with somebody else earlier. They said, well, do I keep if I keep the rhythm every day, you know, does it cost me? I said, think of it like taking money that you would use anyway and put it into your own savings account. Because whatever money that you put into the rhythm, one, the money that goes into the liquidity pool, that money goes right back to you. Whatever money that goes into the liquidity pool goes right back to you. Right. And whatever token that you purchase, whenever you do your purchase, that's going into your wallet as well. And when you do your own token, that's also going into your wallet. So there's no money that's going to the company. Actually, the community makes no money from you doing it. What it does is that it increases the value of the token. So every person that's using the token, actually using the token, increases the value of the token. That's what makes a token grow up. And so as a result, as you do it for yourself, then you have a clear understanding. In addition, the videos that you'll be watching every day will take you through, you know, things like what's liquidity, why does that work, you know, how is that added, right? Just the things that you need to understand that you could actually use your own currency and use it successfully. All right, so I'm gonna go through this real quick, right? We're calling this the Head Start because why is it a Head Start? Because we begin on February 6th. People right now are able to get started. And February 6th is the time when it begins. But you got like a 2 day, like you have in college, a 2 day drop ad period, which means then that if you get your people in by February 8th, you're still okay. But February 6th is really that's the day we start, right? So there's a little bit of play in there, but it's when we start. Now, people that start today, people start today. So if you got your 4 people outside of yourself is a total of 5 people. So it's you plus 4. And so if you got your 4 people, they should actually join a circle with you and on your circle, and then you should start going through the rhythm with them. Those points will be added, and so you get those points continually, right? So they're added so that people who start right now still get a benefit, and then we start officially on February 6th. So you have the points from now plus the February 6th points put together. So here's a proof of rhythm lead. So this is the head start. So you can get going right now and start earning points. Start putting liquidity into your start adding liquidity. So you get benefits of liquidity. I don't know all the details on it, but I can tell you for sure the DEXs, the DEXs meaning the pancake swaps, the DEX screeners, the Uniswaps, all of them, they do the same thing. A decentralized exchange is really meant for the people themselves to own liquidity, so you get the benefit to all the transactions that happen, the people, versus a centralized exchange like Binance, something else like that. When you use those types of exchanges, like Binance or those types, people who add the CX is the centralized exchanges. They add liquidity, they take the transactional fees. So there's no money coming back to you, people. And really, people like those exchanges because it's simple to use and they add liquidity to people and everything else. However, the truth is that most strength comes from all this stuff being decentralized. That was the purpose of blockchain originally, right? So we're building, yes, we'll list later on in exchanges and stuff like that, but we want to have a lot of this on decentralized exchanges so the people that we're actually looking to help actually get the real benefit and the value of it. So we'll go through this. Proof of rhythm lead. This will start now. Official start February 6th. You got your ID, right? MapPass is all about ID and coordination, and DreamPlay is about token and rhythm. And the proof is in the street. Bitcoin, proof is in the mining, proof is in work, the proof of work mining. Here, the proof is in the street. The work that you do, the way you solve the equation, like how Bitcoin they make money from solving the equation. Here, you receive the rewards, you receive the PLAQ from mining, just like Bitcoin would do it. It's just that here, the street itself is the mining. That's what releases tokens to you. Bitcoin has to calculate, the miners of Bitcoin calculate algorithms, and whoever cracks the algorithm gets the Bitcoin. And just like Bitcoin, as more and more people come in and more mining happens, then there's less token available. So before Bitcoin, you could have mined 1,000 Bitcoin with just your home computer, right? Now, if you want to mine 1 Bitcoin, you need a half block of computers. So you need a whole building full of computers and cooling equipment, and everything just to mine one, because it becomes progressively harder as more people enter into that mining space. All right. DreamPlay, MapPass. Creation helps. DreamPlays help you create your own currency. MapPass is application, helps you use it in real world. So proof is a streak, that's a unifying principle. MapPass, talk about clarity again, ID and coordination, circles. Circles are proof board, recovery, reputation. Recovery just means you skip one day. So you let the circle lead know, hey, I skip one day, I'm going to make up another day, right? Why is that? Because every person that's in the circle with you benefits from you finishing because you want people to finish together. It builds cohesion, it builds strength, right? So DreamPlay, token rhythm, currency, daily practice, street completion. So what we're building, this is a circle which has 5 people in it. That's the miner. Okay. Well, we know that if we start with 125 circles, so basically we're gonna have 125 circles, and those 125 circles that we have, that we're gonna cut that off for the first round, the first 10 days, which means that there's a limited number of 125 circles that can launch in the first 10 days. People have to wait till after that, right? And that 125 circles with 5 people in them gives a total of 625 people keeping the rhythm. 625 people keeping the rhythm, you'll see the coin moving and be moving pretty quickly. Okay. So people can start now, they can start today, they can start this evening, right? And go until February 6th. So every person is able to really focus on filling their circle up between now and February 6th. So ID rule, these frictions still clean, head start. So basically, until from now until February 6th, people can go ahead and get started, right? We're not going to mandate that they get the ID today. They can go ahead and get started, right? Because we want to make it as easy as possible for these first set of people to get going, okay? So after the 10 days, then in order to participate in our system, you have to have an ID because it means that it's just like doing a trial. If you did a trial for Netflix or something, they give you some time, you go check it out, you use it, you like it, you upgrade, you stay. Okay. Daily rhythm, here's all that's required. Watch a video, push a couple buttons to add liquidity. I'll open that up real quick so people see what that looks like. Do you buy your own token, buy DPLAQ. That's it. It takes about 10 minutes or 12 minutes. Probably about 10 minutes. The video is about 7 minutes, and then the other pieces literally is click, 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 click. About 6 clicks. You click one to approve, you click one to buy. You click one to approve, click one to buy, and that's it. So here's the makeup days. You got 2 makeup days, right? In your 10 days. So it means that if you missed a day, you're flying, you're traveling, you're doing whatever you're doing, you couldn't make it, came home late at night, fell asleep, et cetera, et cetera. So it doesn't end your run, and recovery is part of your rhythm. Okay. So this is a conversation we've been having. If we could put a default liquidity add and stuff in the front end, we're still discussing it because keeping the rhythm, people actually doing it and actually learning something is highly valuable, right? And so we're debating how we're going to do that, but we're looking to do as much of it automated as we can. So building your circle. So basically you want to make sure you have your people inside of your circle. But if today you got 2 people or 3 people, you could still start with your 2 or 3 people. Just try to fill your circle by February 6th. February 8th, window closes. All right. So if you sponsor a person and for some reason you sponsor that person, but these are my 5 people, but out of my 5 people, one of them wanted to start their own circle, so they're not necessarily in my circle. Here, the rule is going to be this to start, right? Because we want people to get an understanding for what we're doing. And so the first 10 days, you could be in a maximum of 2 circles. So for you, Keith, you could be in Chin's circle, she could be in your circle, right? But you could be the captain of one circle, and then you could be a rhythm keeper in another circle, right? So you could be captain in one and rhythm keeper in another circle, if that's what you need to do, right? Or you could just be in one circle. But we want people to actually go through the 10 days so that they understand what does it mean to keep the rhythm. And so therefore they're able to effectively lead. So in the system, once your circle goes through the 10 days, then your circle will be recognized as a completed circle, as a circle that's gone through, you'd be recognized as a circle leader. Now, no matter if that person ends up in your circle or not, you brought them in, the credit falls you. All right. Another thing to bring into consideration is that people that you refer that start circles with you, there's a compensation for that in tokens. So the first person that you refer, it gives you 8 levels of compensation, and every person that starts here gets 1,000 tokens. If you refer a person, they get 100,000 token, and so you will get 21% for the person you refer directly. That person that they refer gets 13%, 8%, which is 21,000 tokens, 13,000 tokens, 8,000 tokens, 5,000, 3,000, 1,000, and 1,000 tokens. Now, all these people, they understand that to build their token, to be able to use their token for real life transactions to do things, right? Then their token they should be doing something. If they're keeping the rhythm and you got all these people in your downline or people that you referred, your referrals, and they're all doing something. If you referred a person down here, you got 1,000 their token, and that token becomes $1,000 token. You just made $1,000,000 here. If it happens here, $1,000,000, here, 3 million, 5 million, 8 million, 13 million, $21 million, right? And it's designed in that way because it gives people a reason to want to help everybody and work together, right? All these tokens are tied to our DPLAQ. We'll talk more about that in another video that talks about deflationary or why the token works the way it does and the mechanics behind it. when you refer people via Map Passive by ID, there's additional compensation for that. That's 5 levels. Pays 54% on that as well. Growth strategy is pretty simple. People gonna fill their circles up, and the fork just means then that um, you know we want to fill up. Say we fill up 50 circles, then those 50 circles would be a good idea for those people to get one or two people in that circle that are ready to go start their own circle. So then we'll get to our 125. The 125 is important because the 125 means 625 rhythm keepers. Those 625 rhythm keepers, uh, by adding liquidity, it means that every single day the token is real liquidity is being added, not from an outside provider, but from the actual community, which means the community stands to benefit from everything that happens within everything that happens on that DEX, everything that happens with the token, every trade that happens, you get a piece of that liquidity, right? And so as that grows, also when we doing buys on it, what it does is well, what it does as well is that it increases the value of the token, both for your token and for the DPLAQ token. And together, that's called a football move, but that's a move that we can point to on blockchain. Every single thing happens here is on blockchain. Every video you watch is on blockchain. Why is that important? For investors that are coming along looking at this, they understand that we're not just speculating, but there's a coordinated group of people that understand how tokens work, and people that want to invest, they want to know that you know what you're doing, right? And so as you march your own token up, as people are looking at your token, other people buy your token, things of that nature, right? So that's how that fork works. We want to fill up as many circles as we can, and then have those circles refer one or two people to get to our 125. Once that 125 is closed, it's closed for those 10 days. And one else will be able to join, right? So whoever gets going first will have a head start. And again, it works the same way as other mining in that the people who are in first, obviously, there's less people mining. There's more available. For every person that completes in the beginning is 100. Every circle that completes is 100 DPLAQ. If you have 5 circles that complete and do that again, then you end up with 1,000 DPLAQ, and you guys could figure out the math on it. Is the DPLAQ is limited. We already hit $1,000 before, and as we continue our rhythm and so on and so forth, we expect that we'll go past that number because everything is just math from there. So what we're really doing with this proof of rhythm is really solving the math problem. That's why we call it proof. When you did your math problem at school, you had to show your teacher your proof so they knew that you didn't copy from your next door neighbor. But this is proof that the system works because we can hypothesize about what will happen and where the coin's going to be at. But if you got a limited amount of token and there's a constant demand on that token and the supply is limited, right? And then some other mechanisms we have in place as well, there's only one place for the token to go. The value of the token has to go up. This is simple economics. All right, start today. Join a starter circle, watch today's video, post one online check-in. Now, to post an online check-in, you don't have to worry about that part for right now. We just want you to get the rhythm down first, and then the following week, we'll show people how to start posting a use for the actual token. So what can you use for your token? What can you want to list some banh mi in your token, or what do you want to do with your token? I had to throw the banh mi and the boom bond there. Okay. All right. All right, so excuse me. So this is a summary of the blueprint. Right. Here's a goal: 125 circles, 5 people in the circle, 625 rhythm keepers, and that gets everything going. Those people will be watching, adding liquidity, getting their own token, and getting DPLAQ. Okay. Again, all of this, except for watching the video, this all ends up in your wallet. This is all connected to you. So the company doesn't benefit from you doing this, except for the fact that the company also has DPLAQ in its stores and its vaults as well. But you'll learn all you want to learn about tokens and tokenomics, how it works, and all the structures and everything else. How to come a little bit later on. We just want to focus on what's going to actually start to put real life DPLAQ, real life, benefits from the exchanges and real life of your own token that you could actually use. Because if you add value to your token, there's value in your token. So you can use your token to buy something or try and do a transaction with it because there's value in your token. So all we're doing is teach people how to add real value to the token. We got 20,000 people that have real token, real value that understand how to build it. We become an unstoppable force, right? We start here first, start small, and we'll continue to grow. We'll grow organically by helping people to understand how this works and giving them rewards. All right, that's it for me for that point. Stop this right here. Yeah, this is super fast on how to do your rhythm. All right, so you can come over here, you make sure you got the right link. Mine is already done for the day, so this is just to really show you how it works. Come to here, you connect your MetaMask. Mine's already connected. It shows right here it's connected. From here, click on this, open up your link. You play on the video. All right, it shows you the progress bar. Once it's complete, it'll be at 100%. Once that's finished, always make sure you're connected. And you click on here at watch and you'll be able to claim your points on here. When it will pop up, MetaMask will actually confirm. So it confirms it on blockchain, your wallet connected, and it watched this video. Okay. Click here, go back to Hub. And you come here, you see the confetti. Confetti falls, means you're done. Step 1 first, and step 2. See, it tells me total days, done 2 days so far. Okay, so come over here, click on open buy. You put the amount. You could use $1, $2, whatever number works for you. Again, because all you're doing is really getting a piece of all the liquidity action that happens, right? So you can choose the number that you want here, right? Or all you're doing is buying your own token. You come here, you say I'm gonna do $2. You click approve USDC. Yep. Always make sure you're connected. Most of your challenges will come by not being connected. Every time you move from contract to contract, it actually disconnects the wallet. So you just got to click on connect again. It'll bring up the screen. I don't know if you guys can see the screen, but MetaMask is saying, hey, I want to connect. Password in. What you're doing here really is approving that amount to be spent. So the contract is able to pull that, hold it on the side, and it just simplifies it a little bit. And that when you pull it on the side, then this gives you 1 or 2 less clicks you got to do. Okay. All right. It'll approve it. Once that finishes doing the approval. Okay, hold on. That's approved, and you hit buy on chain. You click buy on chain. Click on buy. Now I'll let you buy again because again, whatever you buy, it's really going into your wallet, so it doesn't hurt you nothing, right? It's all there in your wallet. How do I know? Because I can show you. Confetti falls, you're good to go. Either way. Okay, so after you click on these buttons, you go through the process. You add your liquidity, you buy your token, you add liquidity. Once that's finished, all these right here should show up. If they don't show up, just click on refresh or make sure you connect your wallet. If it doesn't say connected here, it's probably not connected, right? And these will auto-populate. So it should show verified. It means that your streak is done for the day. Okay, that's that for the streaks. And I'm going to show you one last thing here, and we're finished for tonight. Okay, so we'll do some more talking and training on this later on, but that's how you get your circles to go. Come click on here. This is a circle registry. Okay, so basically here this is pretty simple. For here, you're gonna paste the people that you want to have in your circle with you. Okay, you paste that. You save the roster, right? Once you have four, you can finalize your circle. But this is the circle keeper or the rhythm keeper's address here because they get benefits of keeping rhythm as well. Okay. You post what you want to post here and you save, and then these right here will pop up. So then this rhythm keeper here, you could see what their rhythm is, how many days they kept the rhythm. Okay. So you can always reach out and let them know, hey, did you get your rhythm done? Okay. You send an invitation. So say Dr. E, Dr. E you can send me your wallet if you want, or whoever can send me a wallet. I put it in here. I hit propose invite. Dr. E will get it on her side, and then she has to accept it. And when she accepts it on her side, then I accept it here, which means we agree to be in a circle together. And then her wallet would show up here for people who are in the circle. Right? Start your rhythm. After you do your rhythm, you hit sync, and it synchronizes your rhythm to the circle. One of the point that I didn't mention here is that each individual that does their rhythm, you still get the benefits of doing your rhythm. Now, when you complete it together in a circle, then the rewards are highly increased by doing it together in the circle, right? So let's give you an example. Say, for example, there was 1 point for every action you did. So say, for example, there was 1 point for watching a video, 1 point for adding your liquidity, 1 point for buying your own token, 1 point for buying DPLQ. That's 4 points times 5, right? 4 points that will have.
It all goes right. Never even know we were here. Документы, важные документы для товарища лейтенанта. Он вызвал нас в самый последний момент. Извините нас за наш неряшливый мобиль. Лейтенант? Какой лейтенант? Лейтенант Молотов? This is perfect. Damn, I had it under control. I'm improvising. Relax.